Arin was somewhere in Germany when my mother got sick again. She'd been sick before, but never like this. And I knew it was only a matter of time before she would change her mind and start asking for Arin. The prospect filled me with dread. My sister and I hadn't spoken for years, not since she first got famous, not even when my mother was diagnosed with aggressive breast cancer a couple of years ago. Back then, too, I'd been afraid that if things got really bad, my mother would want Arin there. But we'd had her breasts lopped off, one after the other, and it appeared to have stopped the cancer spread. The subject of Arin never came up. Our relationship hadn't been good for a long time, and in recent years, my mother's irreverence had dampened into a more respectable muteness. But after she recovered, my mother immediately became irritating again. She'd lost so much weight from the chemotherapy, it didn't seem to matter that she had no breasts. She sheared off her fluffy black hair, wore nothing but singlets and shorts, and gleefully told everyone passing by the photocopy shop that, between this and menopause, she was finally relieved of the trappings of being a woman. The word she used, one I caught her selecting carefully from the Oxford English Dictionary by our sole electric nightlight, was liberation. Liberation? When had she ever not acted exactly as she pleased? I felt that she was baiting me. I refused to respond. Then, a few days ago, I woke to find my mother still in bed beside me, one arm thrown over her face. "Ma," I said, "it's 8. She was usually out of the house by 6, either at the wet market or doing exercises at Bedok Reservoir Park with her Tai Chi group before opening the photocopy shop. To her, sleeping in was something only rich people did, a sign of weak character. My mother peeked at me from under her arm and didn't say a word. Rare for her to forego a chance to tease. I put my face to her wrist, her neck, sniffing. When I clambered over her body and saw the milky splatter of vomit on the floor, beside the massive potted Sansevieria my mother insisted on keeping by her bedside as an air filter, she hid her face again. "Get dressed," I said after a long moment. "I'm calling Dana." Dana was her oncologist, one my mother had scammed into friendship. When they first met, she told Dana she'd been involved with a church deacon years ago, who abandoned her when she became pregnant with me. And sweet Dana, in spite of everything one might assume about doctors and intelligence, truly believed God had called her to be the attending physician the day I brought my mother in. All lies. My mother wasn't religious, and my father was a taxi driver. But when I confronted her, she waved me off with a laugh and stayed in touch with Dana, forwarding her prayers and Bible verses on WhatsApp. It worked. Dana loved my mother. She dropped by the photocopy shop frequently to bring her food or just to chat, and even ordered me to bypass the hospital's call center and ring her directly if we needed anything. When the neighborhood aunties found out, they teased us relentlessly. Of course Sue Young would charm the famously stuffy hospital staff. Of course she would be the person to pull the wool over their eyes. Whoever heard of a doctor giving out her personal number? It was absurd. It wasn't done. But in all their ribbing, there was a sense of glee, as if we had won something. Not to me. I found my mother's relationship with Dana deceitful. I swore we would never call on this favor. Yet here we were. It turned out to be leptomeningeal disease. Neither my mother nor I had heard the term before. But Dana was crying as she delivered the news.